Hey, SoCal. If you watch the live stream, you'll know that's actually kind of funny. Uh, Bill from Dr. Strange Records here. It is a beautiful day, Wednesday. And is it Wednesday? Something like that. Once again, I'm really honored to have one of my favorite bands since high school. You know, we've been doing this for maybe a month. We've had Cron Gen, Voodoo Glow Skulls, D-Mob, and I'm really, really honored and privileged to have Special Duties here at Dr. Strange Records. Okay, so as I always do, obviously the first thing is to let's introduce yourselves so everyone knows who you are.
Okay, I'm Bart, guitar.
I'm Steve Duty, vocals.
I'm Dave, the bass player.
You know, I was trying to remember the first time I ever heard Special Duties, and I couldn't remember, like, the first time I went to a store and bought that record, which is very unusual for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember buying your records, but I'm not sure which one it was or where it was. I may have heard you guys on a compilation. I think, if memory serves right, because I was one of those vinyl collectors that would collect labels. You were on a really good label, Rondelet.
Yes.
Same with Threats,
Yes.
Antipasti.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm assuming I bought your record because it was on Rondelet.
The Rondelet record collection, yeah.
Yeah. But the first record you guys did, which I have, you know, I bought the Rondelet, then I went out to search for your other one.
Charnel House. Yeah.
Charnel House, yes. This record's very, very rare.
Super rare.
In doing the mail order for over 20 years, I think we've had this record twice.
Yeah.
If that.
And do you have it with the insert, with the
No.
lyrics inside?
No, I don't.
If you
Oh,
have-
I do.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
No.
No, it's just
No.
a fold over. No. No.
Okay.
See, I didn't even know it came
Yeah,
with an
it came
insert.
come with printed lyrics inside. That's super rare.
How many of those did you press?
2.
Yeah.
No, about 500. But it's super rare. Most people lose the lyrics
Yes.
inside.
Or they would tack them up on their wall.
Yeah.
So you did about 500, and this came out in 1982, right?
No, even earlier, I think. I'm going to say 1980, 81. Does it say?
No, but this one,
Yes.
the repress on Rondelet, is recorded in 81.
Yes.
So this probably came out in 81.
Yeah, maybe even earlier, 80.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and there's one thing that I noticed, which I thought was pretty cool. Your real names are on this record.
Yeah.
And then you switch them,
Yeah.
and you switch the artwork,
Yeah.
and you switch the names.
Yeah.
There's one thing, though, I noticed when I was looking at this, one of the names has changed. Mark Gregory.
Mark Gregory, yeah. To Stuart Bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is all Mark done, wasn't it? It was
I think that was the only thing we got him to do. He was a drummer from Colchester that came and did it. But Stuart was he was a little bit older than us, a couple of years older than us, and he was the leader of the Colchester Punks. And he was such a cool guy, and we just needed him to come and play drums with us. And so we plucked up the courage one day and said, Stuart, would you come and play drums for us? He was like, okay.
He was someone that you looked up to?
Yeah, he was. He was the leader. He was a
Yeah,
couple of
he
years
was.
older than us. He was
Yeah.
the guy, whenever we got into fights, he was the guy who was at the front.
He was a real deal.
He was.
Stuart, real deal. Still is. Stu, you still are, man.
Yeah,
You
he
still
is.
talk to him? You keep in touch? Or
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
He's our drummer.
he should be
He
here.
should be here.
He
but
should be here.
He should be here, but he couldn't get in.
He's very, very naughty.
He couldn't get in because
They're very strict. I mean,
He's a naughty, naughty boy, Stuart.
Does
But
like
he
a-
does like a
does
tickle.
like a tickle.
He does like a
He
tickle.
loves
I've heard that about
He
him.
loves
He
a
loves a
tickle.
tickle.
He
He
does
does like a
like a
tickle.
tickle. He
and
does.
that's the reason he can't get in.
That's why. Yeah.
No, I've heard things are pretty strict. Even if you have a parking violation or something, you can't come.
You can't come.
They're looking for any excuse not to
And
let you.
me, Bart, and Stu have played together for 37 years.
See, I think that's really cool.
We've been
How
friends for that long.
older bands are still buddies, you
Yeah.
know, and playing together, and that shows a sense of community with the punk scene, especially.
Yeah.
You know, I really think that's
Yeah.
And if
that's
you're going to
pretty
play,
neat.
if you're going to be together and be friends for a certain amount of time, it's a bit ridiculous to fall out after so many years. It's 9 times out of 10 people do, but it's over
Yes.
a ridiculous situation. Man. You've been friends for 20 years, for Christ's sake. You know,
Yeah,
just-
maybe there's a little bit of money. I mean, there's never been any money in this band, so it's never been an easy thing for us. There's never been any money, but sometimes people do fall out over money. Or someone,
Yes.
there's a big ego in the band or
Ego,
something.
you just
yeah.
read my mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Egos get
But-
involved.
But
I
no,
mean, East Coast as an example. Look at the Cro-Mags and what happened there. Kind of
Yeah.
Harley hates everyone else in the band, and they've all reformed without him, and there's all that hoo-ha.
It's a
and-
shame.
and who
It's
needs
a
it?
pity.
Yeah,
It's
who
petty.
needs it?
Massive
Yeah,
pity.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's petty.
So,
Before, I was just thinking about when I was going through the questions. I think I know the answer, but I have to ask anyway. Special duties. Is that a military? Is it like our special ops? What does that mean?
no. We,
I'm glad I asked.
we started off originally. We had an idea of maybe the band should be called Expelled because I've been thrown out of a few schools, and we thought that was a perfect way. You know, when you get thrown out of school, you get school being called Expelled. So-
yeah, with the same here.
Oh, okay. So so that worked. So we thought, but then a friend of ours who died unfortunately, he found in his possession. Can we just say it like that?
Yeah.
He had some special badges. And when you're like a monitor at school, you're a head boy or something like that. You get a badge, and this badge at school said special duties. And we thought, wow, we get 1,000 badges with special duties on that we don't have to print. Let's call the band Special Duties. So someone who came by 1,000 badges with special duties on, we just went out and gave all the punks, said like, wear this. You have to wear this.
Excellent.
You have to wear this. This is the name of our new band. And they were like, okay.
They stole them off the big boys. That's what happened. They stole them.
I don't know about that, but yeah, maybe.
It sounds similar to being a hall monitor here.
Exactly that.
yeah.
That's exactly what it was. So you had a
Oh,
badge.
that's excellent.
So you
That's
had
great.
a badge at school that said you had special duties, and we thought, what a great name for a band.
It is. I love the story.
That's what we did. So that was the name of the new band. So it was Expelled, which never really did anything. We were just practicing at that stage. Expelled became nothing, and then Special Duties was the name of the band from pretty much early on.
Sort of changed the good boys into punks, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, it's funny.
Well, we were talking earlier, if you want to relay that story, it's really interesting. You know, growing up, first getting into punk rock, and you were mentioning this record store, Dr. Strange.
Yes.
And it kind of reminded you of those older stores.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially in the internet age, you know, the age we're in now, don't really realize or appreciate coming to a store. They do to a certain extent, but you can't download something. You can't go to YouTube and listen to a band that you've never heard of. You'd have to go to a store, and the
Yeah.
person working there would suggest things to you. Now, tell me the story of the Clash and the Damned and the Buzzcocks when you were first getting into
Yeah,
it.
well, there was a store in Colchester called Parrot Records, and we never had anything to do. You know, we were a bunch of punks. We didn't have anywhere to go. There was no music halls for us to play in. Nothing to do at all. So we just stood around on the side of streets. And then this store came up, Parrot Records, which is very similar to this. That's why we love this store.
What
And
year is this? I'm sorry.
This was 78,
Okay.
79. And we so we used to go and hang out in the store. And the guy in the store was punk, and he used to say, "Have you guys heard this new song?" And we're like, "No, what's the name of the sound?" "Oh, it's a band called The Damned." "What is it?" "Oh, it's this." And you're like, and then they go, "Oh, wow, it's a new band called The Buzzcocks. Have you heard of them?" I go, "No, I've never heard of them." And then you get a song and you go, "What do I get?" You know, "Oh shit, what a great name for a song," you know. And so we'd be walking down the street singing "Oh shit" to each other, you know, and like, "Oh shit, I can't remember the lyrics." And then you go back to the store and get him to play it for you again. And anyway, so you then buy the first Clash album, and you then be trying to sing the lyrics to each other, trying to remember the lyrics, that kind of stuff, you know. And so we'd be singing the lyrics to each other, and then, yeah, we don't know the song. So we go, "It's your line." "Oh, shit." Then we go home and we'd learn the lyrics, and that's what we did. And then we went back to Parrot Records and go, "What's new? What have you got? What's the new bands?" You
Right.
know? That's just great. It was just a good time.
The strange thing about the store was it did sell parrots as well.
They did?
So it sold records and parrots. Nobody has ever done that. I don't know whether you want to go down that road, but no one has ever done it. I've never seen it anywhere before.
Starting tomorrow, Parrots for Sale at
Parrots as
Dr.
well.
Strange.
Pretty sure there's a gap in the market for that.
Yeah, there
There's a
is.
gap there. No one does it.
Strange, huh?
Perfect.
So what did they?
Yes.
So you mentioned Buzzcocks, The Damned, The Clash.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the Boys were another
Yeah.
influence. You cover the Boys.
Yeah, we do,
On
yeah.
your
Yeah,
LP
we do.
First, yeah, huh?
Yeah.
I love the Boys as well, and
Yeah.
they've reformed.
Yeah.
I listened to the new record. It wasn't bad at all. It's
Yeah, I
actually
haven't
pretty
heard
good.
it. I
It's
must
good.
get it, yeah.
I think it was on a German label. It's hard to get.
Okay.
That was surprisingly good.
Okay.
So, you know, starting out in the early days when you guys first started, 80, 81,
Yeah.
as Special Duties,
Yeah.
what bands, when you first started, you're practicing in your garage or wherever, thinking to yourself, oh, wouldn't it be cool to play with this band?
Yeah.
Out of those bands that were on your list, how many of those bands have you actually played with?
Quite a lot.
I would imagine.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
The bands that we started listening to start playing was first was the Ramones, because that
Right.
stuff was easy. So and we couldn't play a note, so we started playing the Ramones. Steve and I in his garage annoying the neighbours. Me on my guitar, him singing. He couldn't sing. Arguably, people say he never could, but
I'm not getting involved in
no,
that.
we don't get involved in that. And sorry, Steve. And I used to play guitar, and I still can't play guitar. So
Nor can I.
as you're going to prove tomorrow. And yeah, so we started off playing those, but I think most of the bands that we like the Damned, the Buzzcocks. We never played with the Clash, unfortunately, or the Pistols. But yeah, most of the bands that we were growing up with, we then got to know. We've been on stage with, and they're just regular guys like us.
Sure.
Maybe a little bit older than us, that
Right.
obviously, but yeah, just really nice guys.
Oh,
I
that's
don't-
good to hear.
There's not many that we've met that we think. these
There's
are my
always
guys.
the 10%. And no matter
Yeah.
what you do, there's always
Yeah.
10% of people.
Yeah, we shouldn't
You
name
don't
names,
care.
should we?
Well, we shouldn't know names, but I mean, I think it's a disappointing thing in the punk scene where you know, punk bands are playing and their association with the fans. I don't like to use the word fans because I just think it's a family. It's a
Yes.
family.
It is, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
We aren't fans. We're all together. I mean, we're doing nothing. We don't make any money out of it at all. It
No.
doesn't happen.
Doesn't
You
happen.
know,
Yeah.
and so we enjoy it, and we enjoy the company of the people that come.
Yeah, we always have.
Stuff like that. But there are people that I don't think they've got the time for the people that come. They want to come, they play, they go home. They don't want to associate with the people that are there. I think it's a sad.
Yeah,
state of
that's a
affairs.
sad
A lot of
You
people
know,
have said to us, you know, when you come over, will you have time to come and speak to us? And you
And
think,
we always will.
How strange is that? You know,
Yes.
that is an odd thing for us. We say, well, we're not going to be backstage. We won't be hiding backstage. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I've got a voice to protect, so I won't be talking too much. I hope. But yeah, I mean, I won't talk to the boys when we're in the van. I mean, I don't like any of them anyway. So
No, I can see why.
you can see.
I'd like to apologise for the guitar playing before I go on.
Thank you.
I find that's an advantage.
That's good.
Yeah, and I apologise for my lyrics, and
Yeah.
we apologise for Dave all the time.
For many
Yeah,
things.
he's a really good musician and he's a great singer, but we just have to
His
apologise
looks.
for him. Yeah,
He is a
that's
good
how it is.
musician.
It's okay. They're already making fun of him.
We love Dave.
I know. I can see why.
He's our sidekick.
He needs
Speaking
to
of-
be kicked.
He is single, by the way.
Oh, hey, how
He is
about
single,
that?
yeah.
Oh, he is single.
He's
Get that one
single,
out.
single and available.
Oh, good God.
We don't mind if we have to leave him here. Just if there's any,
But the
if there's any
United States
ladies-
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he can stay for a month, I think.
Okay.
So if any ladies want to take him for a month, I mean, you can loan
Try him out.
I'm free to a good
Try
home.
him out.
He's
can
got
be
the
tried
English
out, yeah.
He can be
accent, so
tried
that's
out.
a plus.
He is trying, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll try your patience all the time.
All
don't
the
I?
time.
Oh, little funnies like that. So he's worth his weight in
So
gold.
any ladies that are watching that want to take Dave for a month, we'll leave him here.
Yeah, both of you.
Be cheaper for us. Less
Money back.
baggage.
It would be cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Money back guarantee.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of not naming names, I have to mention Crass and the problems with. I mean, I know it's over 30 years.
Yeah.
I never knew the beef, or if that's the word,
Sure.
with Crass. I think I'm kind of with you on this, but if you want to elaborate,
It's really simple.
Okay.
We
they have a 7-inch bullshit Crass. I'm sure you all know that.
yeah. It was very simple. Crass came out and said Punk was dead, and we said
We don't think it is.
we don't think it is, and,
No.
and today he tells you that it's not. And
Yeah.
we also said, so like Punk belongs to you. It's your call. It's not your call. You know, it's not your call. You don't tell everybody when Punk's dead. We'll tell you when Punk's dead. So, yeah, that was really it. It started there. It was as simple as that. They came out and said Punk was dead. We said, you know, you
No,
guys
it's
are a
not.
bunch of hippies. Just
Yes.
leave us alone. This is our scene. If you don't want to be part of it, it's fine. Go away. But this is our scene. It's a scene that we love. It doesn't belong to anybody. There's no franchise on it. So that was it. And people got really upset that we had the audacity to tell, like, say, Punk is not
Because they're held on this
Yeah,
pedestal,
Yeah,
which
we-
I never
we were
understood.
No,
we were
we
nowhere
didn't.
near where they were. So,
No, we
you know.
weren't. But we just really came out. We were the only band that came out and,
And
said,
spoke your mind.
said, "Screw you! It's not dead. It's not yours to take away from everyone. Go away." You know.
Yeah.
So it was really that simple. And then we had the infamous meet on the motorway. One day we were driving back from a gig in the north of England, and they were also playing
What
in the
year
north
is
of
this?
England. After Bullshit Crass came out, and we stopped. There was conflict. We're with them. Flux of Pink Indians, Crass, and there was 5 of us. and there was about 15, maybe 20 of those guys, and we were having breakfast, and they came in and started telling us meat was murder, and I think Bart said to them, yeah, well, if you put your head closer, I'll put the fork through your head, and then we'll see if it's murder.
Yeah.
I don't think that was me. I didn't think.
I think that was either you.
I
or
think
me.
I offered them a sausage, maybe. And that was about.
One of us would have said that. And then, yeah, so we thought there was going to be a big fight, and there was a lot of them, but it
Didn't
would
Steve
have been.
get threatened of his kneecap?
Yeah, it would have been fun.
Anyway, this is all, you know. This
But it's a long time ago.
I know,
And it's
so
a long
it's
time ago.
40 years ago.
And the best bit about it is that Steve Ignorant, I met Steve Ignorant 2 years ago and walked up to this guy and sort of tapped him on the shoulder and said, hi, I'm Steve Duty from Special Duties. The guy nearly shit his pants, which is great. And said, oh, I said, well, it's a long time. So apparently we were going to have a fight and you were going to break our legs and stuff. He was like, well, I might have said that. I said, no, you did. And I said, so? And he went, we don't need to do that, do we? I said, no, listen, we're a bunch of old guys now. It's just fun, you know?
Yeah.
So he said, do you know what? He said, it's like guys like, if we'd have had a big punch up there and then, he said, we'd have probably been the best of mates for the last 30 years. Because that's how guys work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes.
Exactly right, yeah. You have a row, don't you? At the end of the day, you have a row as a couple of guys or whoever, but you have that row and then it's finished.
Yeah.
Just
You get it out of
finish,
your
you
You
system.
get it out of your
gotta say
system.
what you're saying. But
And
the
maybe
thing
that would have been the funniest thing ever. Maybe Colin from Conflict and the guys from Flux and us and crap, we'd have had a massive punch up. There was 15 of them, there was 5 of us, we'd have absolutely got killed, and that would have been funny. But then we would have been best of friends forever, probably. But the way it's worked out, we still play it. Steve Ignorant said, maybe funny one day I'll come on the stage and sing it with you. And
that would be awesome.
that
Could you
would be
imagine
hilarious.
that?
Could you imagine? Yeah. I don't think he'll ever do it.
No.
But the fact that he actually said, yeah, maybe one day. And the best bit is that
That's
he
nice.
actually said, you know, now he realises what the guys have done to him, the fact that they, you know, we said that, you know, guys have got no money, ha ha ha. Yeah, when he now realises perhaps that there was a bit of money and he didn't see any, I think he probably realises that we weren't as stupid in what we said. So Steve Ignorant probably has a different view to the view he had 30 years ago about the whole situation.
That
But
was
it's quite nice, you know.
Yeah,
It's
that was
quite nice. It's all over now.
That's what I felt this thing was about
Yeah.
the hypocrisy or perceived of Crass, and
Yeah.
that they weren't really
Yeah.
who they. Okay, but your
they
story, I like. It's
Yeah,
better.
and it's funny, and it's nice now that 30 years later, it's a good song. Everybody loves it.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't play it for a while. People used to go mad after we finished and say, "Why didn't you play Bullshit Crass? I came all this way. I
Right.
drove 11 hours to come and watch you, and you didn't play it."
Yeah.
Some guys when we did the East Coast tour, somebody said to me afterwards, "I drove 11 hours,
To hear
and you
that
didn't even
song."
play it." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So we always play it now.
You have to. It's a
Yeah,
great
and,
song.
and even Ron, when he was booking the tour, Ron Martinez, he said, I'm only booking this. You guys have got to play
Gotta play
Bullshit
that.
Crass. I said, yeah, we're going to do it. Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because you guys will get killed if you don't play it. So we realised that.
I agree.
And it's a good song.
But
Yeah, I have that stuff.
You've also got to remember the outcome of all of that was that record stores wouldn't stock our records. After that,
Really?
that killed us
No,
off.
no.
That killed us off dead. But you know,
Yeah.
Really?
Rough Trade.
Oh, yeah,
Rough
that
Trade
killed
were
us off dead
massive.
because we would have been, you know, wherever or whatever. But that killed us off dead. But I would say, with the duties, we will say what we want to say. You know, and do you want the truth, or do you want us to tell you what
You want to hear
Everyone
what
else is
hear.
saying, yeah.
Right.
you know? And we'll never do that.
No.
That's never going to happen. So you just get the truth, and I think that's the right way.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Yeah. The
I
record.
appreciate
We got
that.
dropped by the record company. The distribution company
Yeah, massive,
stopped.
yeah.
Stopped distributing our records.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that's
so
what-
our
that's
Like
last.
you were blackballed.
Yeah,
So
we
Crash
completely.
they destroyed us. They were that
Yeah, yeah.
big that they
Yeah.
destroyed us.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah. So '83, we went out on Expulsion Records.
Yes.
We did Punk Rocker. That was the very last
Yes.
song we did of
They
this,
had,
that era.
right.
Because that was nobody else would touch us. Nobody else we couldn't get records distributed.
I
So
forget- yeah, that label.
so that was the power of Crass back then.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
they really sort of wrapped around us and strangled us. You know.
Huh.
But we don't want to
That's-
talk about that anymore.
No.
Anyway.
That's
It's a
sad.
long time ago, and
Yeah.
we're
But we don't care now,
and we don't care. We're
basically.
still doing it. We're still out there
Yeah.
doing
Well,
it. We're
that
still
that
having
leads
fun.
me to the next. Yeah, you're back. You're here. When was the last time that you were here?
Last time we were on the West Coast was 2001.
And-
When we came here last, yeah,
Mhm.
2001.
What made you decide to come back now?
We've wanted to come back ever
Yeah,
since.
I bet.
We really have, and it's been difficult. You know, we couldn't bring Stu, as we said earlier. It's been really tough to get back in. It's not easy to get back in the country. We tried to get in 3 years ago, we couldn't get in. Yeah, it's really tough, and it costs a lot of money.
Sure. And like you said earlier, you don't make money.
No.
Your best case scenario is probably breaking even.
Yeah, and we will
That's
break
the best.
even.
That's
it.
good. Then that's
it.
a success.
Then we're happy to do that. And even if we lost a little bit of money, we'd still come. But we just wanted to come. We always love coming. And people are so grateful when you come, which always, for us as fans, we're fans of bands. You know, when I first met the Buzzcocks, and I took my friend, who's a massive fan of the Buzzcocks, backstage to meet the Buzzcocks. He was just like a 50-year-old guy who couldn't speak.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Meeting your idols.
Yeah, he just couldn't say a word. And he said to me, oh my God, I was like a small child, I couldn't say any words. Because he thinks these guys are somewhere here.
Yeah.
And when he actually got to talk to Steve Diggle and Pete Shelley, they're just regular guys like
Sure.
us. And it's really nice, that tells you something, to be really, we're just a bunch of humble guys. We love the fact we're still doing it. We love the fact that we've still got the opportunity to come out here and play. And we love the fact that people want to come and watch. And
That's
people
why
are
you're
so
still
excited.
doing it, because you
Yeah.
still have the love and
We
still
love
have
it.
the
We love it.
passion.
We're
Absolutely,
fans.
love
We're
it.
fans of bands. We go and watch bands, and we're excited. You know, like we're playing at Fuck You, We're All Okay in Tulsa, and Violent Society are playing. I love them. The Unseen are playing. I love the Unseen. The Defects are playing. I love the Defects.
Oh, yeah.
So it's great. So I'm going to be Sunday. We've
We'll be the
got
same,
a day
yeah,
off.
exactly the same.
We'll be down the front. We'll be pogoing our asses off in the front. You know?
Nice, that's
I'll look
really
like a
cool.
shite. I'll be like, you know, I
Right.
love it. That's why we still do it, because it's just such a love for it. You know.
You could do a pogo and a bit of that arse off, Dave. But, you know,
Well, you know, when I
I
was
lose weight.
You'll still look like that.
Yeah.
one thing I usually like to ask bands, especially, you know, older bands, is the more, well, like
What does
my
it keep
age,
saying?
you're-
Because we're old.
we are old.
We are
yeah,
old.
fair point.
but do you get amazed at reading your lyrics that were written in the early 80s and they're still very relevant
Yeah.
of what the world is going on, you know, like
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
happening in the world?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Well, the whole punk
It's
scene
crazy.
that came, you know, which evolved, and everything is more relevant today than it
In a
ever
lot of
was.
cases,
Yeah.
I think so too. It's
And
really
yet-
strange.
Why are the youth not all up in arms? How it is, because it's worse today than it was then.
Yeah, we think so too. We were talking about this. We've just been offered a gig in or a show in Athens in Greece.
Oh, wow.
And that's, you know, the country's going through
They're
terrible
suffering,
turmoil. They have real problems with the currency. There's no jobs. There's no work. And you think, yeah, well, that's why punk is uprising again. That's why the scene is so big.
Yes.
Because people have just had enough.
As-
And it's no different. You know, there's no work. There's unemployment is terrible. The country's a mess. It's being run by people who are educated at the highest levels. These guys have no clue about what's going on with people like us.
Right.
So it's no wonder that the punk movement is still as strong and people are still so interested. And it's a shock sometimes when you see the age of some of our fans, but it's no shock really when you think, yeah, because there's still no work, there's still nothing for people to do.
Right.
You're still oppressed by the governments, you know. So all of our songs like government policies and culture council full of shit. I mean, they're still
Yeah.
full of shit. You know, our local government is just still as bad as it ever was 40 years ago. So you're right.
Well, one thing you just said that I want to pick up on, and I really appreciate because I feel the same way. You said the punk movement.
Yeah.
And punk is a movement.
Yeah, it is.
And I feel that way. That's why I'm still here.
Yeah.
Because you have a purpose. And
Yeah.
that's why
It's
you
a
guys
movement,
are
not
here.
a
It is-
fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It's a movement before it's music.
Yeah.
It's a mentality
Yeah, it
before
is.
it's music.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's
the
solid
music
and more
supplements.
honest. It's solid and more honest. People who say they stay in the punk movement. It's a solid
Yeah,
unit.
we've got
Yes.
friends that we made 40 years ago
Yeah.
that we're still friends with.
Once a punk, always a
yeah,
punk.
exactly that. Our roadie, Pluto, who was our first roadie, we see him every year at Rebellion Festival. Him and his wife Jill, they've been together for all that time. And they're just a couple of old punks. You know, these guys are 56, 57 years old. And they're great.
He won't like you telling them that.
He's 42, Pluto.
42. But I've got that
37.
in, mate. Don't
Love
worry.
you, mate.
But he's a top guy, and he, you know, there's lots of people like that
Sure.
in the UK that we've known all that time that have been fans of ours, roadied with us, whatever it might have been, or we met them at a show in 1982, and these guys are still there, and
Yeah.
they're still fun.
It's real, isn't it?
It's just real, yeah. These are just really nice people that we've known all this time. You know, privileged to know all these people all that time. You know?
It is a family, and I can, you know, relate to that as well. Having the
Yeah.
store, and old timers come in, and
Yeah.
you know, you see another punk, especially from the same era, you're instantly friends because
Yeah.
you can relate to a lot
Yeah,
of things,
always friends.
and,
Yeah.
and yeah, regardless of age, really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, truly.
We're
And
we're
now,
old timers.
yeah, we're old time. We are old punk. We're the forefathers of punk.
We are old timers.
Apparently. And but also now we've been lucky enough to go across Europe and now across into the States. You meet people that you met, like they came and watched us in 2001 or 98 on the East Coast. I mean, it's just that stuff blows your mind. You know,
Yeah, it
people are
does.
still out here doing it same as we are. You know, bands that we played with. We played with the Casualties in '98, and they were quite a small band back then.
Right.
You know? And you come back now to what they are.
right.
It's amazing.
Uh huh.
Good for them. You know?
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they worked hard at it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to mention it's a good thing that you're here in the U.S. because you have a new. Well, it's not new. It's old. It's a new release of old stuff, which is really,
There you
really.
go. Until the new album comes
New,
out
new
next
is
year.
coming next year.
New album.
Is it?
New
Yeah,
album
yeah,
next
yeah,
year.
new album
Definitely.
next year.
There's a
Yeah.
volume 1 and a volume 2.
Yes.
And they're both must-haves. You get the Doctor Strange money-back guarantee. I only do that when I really mean it. If you buy it, you don't like it, return it, get a full refund because this is really good vintage UK 82.
Thank you.
It's really it's
And I really
good
love the
stuff.
remastering that's been done on it. There were, you know,
They've done a great job.
we were a bunch of young
Dave's done a
guys.
great job.
Yeah, when we recorded it, and you think you've done the very best you can,
Mm-hmm.
and then the guy remastered it, and the guys who remastered it are punks, and they said, you know, that needs to come up a little bit.
A little
Danny."
bit.
Oh, it's amazing. Really chuffed with what they've done. Really pleased with what they've done of it. You know?
Oh, that's
So
good.
that for me is how we would have wanted to do it
Back
if we'd have
then.
had that knowledge back then. So
Right.
That's the guys at Jailhouse.
Yeah,
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 just
yeah.
Dave.
Guy at Jailhouse, yeah, Dave and the guys that did it. Yeah, they're good guys.
So I want to mention also your show's coming up.
Yes.
What's going on? Let me see. You got something going on at the LA.
Yeah, in the Union on the
Union.
23rd.
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, and then Friday at the Observatory.
Yes.
I know that.
Yes,
I
and then,
plan on going to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'll be
Look
cool.
forward
That's,
to
that's a
seeing
good place.
Yeah.
It'll be much cooler, temperature-wise.
Okay.
San
And then-
Diego.
Yeah, then the Soda Bar in San Diego.
Soda Bar.
Yeah.
I've never been there, but a lot of bands play there.
Yeah, we've not played there either, and I'm again looking forward to it. It's a good crowd. We went to San Diego last tour, and that was great. I think we played at the Corona, I think, in San Diego. I believe so. I believe so.
What's going on after that? I mean, how long is this tour going to last?
Well, we're away from home for 14 days. We've got 9 dates. We've got a couple of days off, just the way it falls. We're off to Phoenix.
Oh God, that's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Last week was. I've never heard the weatherman say on the news, dangerously hot. Never heard someone say that. It was like 120, 122 or something. Oh my God.
Yeah, we don't need that.
And
You're
we've
gonna
got
die.
and we've got Dangerous Dave with us. The minute that we arrive with Dave, Dave's hot. So when we get there, it's going to be even hotter.
It's going to be
Yeah.
miserable.
So we're going from
You guys.
Well, it's only true, Dave. So when we go from Phoenix, we're then across into El Paso, in Texas, through into Houston, into Dallas, and then we end up at the festival in Tulsa.
and fly out of.
And then fly out of Tulsa
Oklahoma.
back to LA, and then from LA back to
Oh
London.
God damn.
Yeah.
San Antonio.
So we'll
in
be
there as well.
yeah, San
You'll
Antonio.
be
Sorry, San
so
Antonio, I
tight.
forgot you guys. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
I know one thing I want to talk to you about because I just talked to my buddy Sandy from Scotland. Hi, Sandy. This Thursday,
Yes,
the vote,
yes.
the UK in or out of the EU. I don't want to get political on your people. I'm just curious myself.
It was interesting to read the American paper this morning, which I went through. And
Explain real quick because our audience is the. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
it's never gonna, nothing about the EU referendum is going to be quick.
Is
Well,
the UK going to stay in the EU or are they going to leave? Ask these guys.
Yeah.
It's a massive, big club. The EU, European countries, as a trading power or whatever, if you like. To put it basic, let's get this very basic. But it was interesting to read your American paper today and explaining to the American people why they should stay in it. And you could pick so many faults with the arguments. It was ridiculous. You know, it was so far away from what maybe the truth is. And nobody knows what the truth is anyway. It's all
course.
scaremongering. No one really knows what's going to happen if we come out.
I
No
know.
one knows.
It's funny watching the news and the stock markets just based off of rumor. 2 days ago, the rumor or the polling was
Yeah.
they're leaning towards staying. Stock market soars up.
Yeah, exactly that.
So it's a weird situation.
Yeah. I think
I don't understand it
I think
that
there's a
well.
lot of ignorance around immigration. So I think a lot of people are perceiving that if we come out, that whatever the immigrant situation is at home, we can change that. There's such a lot of ignorance around that, which is a
Right.
real shame. It's a real shame.
My
But
buddy
people-
mentioned the
Yeah, and so
the
that-
immigration
yeah,
problem as well.
and it's just crazy. You know, we're a multicultural society.
Yes.
We love it being a multicultural society, and I don't think anything will change whether we go in or out. So I think I've given my postal vote because I'm not there,
Right.
And it's very, very close.
It is.
It's incredibly close.
tight.
I don't think anybody. I wouldn't call it. I don't know if anybody.
Really?
No. I think there'll be a. It really feels 50-50 at the moment,
That's yeah.
which
that's
is
right.
quite staggering. Really.
Our government, they're all trying to persuade people at the last minute.
Sure.
Really, if you didn't know what you wanted to do before this all started, even,
What's
is
the
a
point?
problem.
Yeah.
You should have known what you wanted to do before this,
Yeah, make up your mind.
this balloting
Yeah.
started. You should have
Yeah.
said, I've had enough of this, or I haven't had enough of this. You know, if you've got to be convinced, then you don't
Yeah.
know enough about it.
And spell it out clearly as well, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll be up early trying to find the paper, see what happens.
See what happens.
Yeah. It's a monumental day for us.
If people watching want to get in touch, what's the website or to get the tour dates?
Yeah.
Or
Well, you
or
can
whatever
find us on Special Duties. Is our specialduties.co.uk is our email address.
Special duties.
Special Duties. No. Yeah. Let me start that again.
Spit it out.
Spit it out.
Please.
Come on.
I have your email. That.
Thank you.
That's-
Specialduties@hotmail.co.uk. Please get in touch at any time. You have a Facebook page. We have a couple of Facebook pages, or indeed anybody can always add me as a friend, or Steve Duty. By all means, add me on Facebook.
That's cool.
Do you want Dave? Do you want to put Dave on there?
We can't. He's too sexy. We
He
can't have him.
is. I know. He's a
He's a very
lady
sexy
killer.
man.
Look at
He's
that.
a very sexy man.
If you
He's
really,
got the accent and the glasses. He's smart.
he is
looks
smart.
smart. You appear
He's-
smart.
He's got a degree. He's been
Up
away
in the
to.
college.
He's got a
been-
lady
yeah.
killer degree.
He's been he's got a proper degree in music, so he's a clever guy.
Peter Griffin popular over here?
Fuck yeah. You kidding me?
Did we say more?
No.
So
I'll be your Stewie.
Damn you!
Guys, I want to really thank you.
Cheers, Bill.
This is fucking awesome.
Thank you, mate.
Really cool.
real pleasure.
You guys are
Real
very
pleasure.
kind.
Pleasure.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I have a impromptu. You know that the show doesn't pay for itself. This one's going to suck, but that's okay. We have some sponsors.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, we do.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, our first sponsor that I'm just kind of making up as I go along is a coat hanger brought to you by Acme Abortions. Acme Abortions. When you don't have the money for an abortion, get a coat hanger. This is one that almost survived. Acme Abortions. Specimen cup. You can use it on. Oh, shoot.
I'm back.
Specimen cup. We were just out for a second ago. It's probably the abortion comment. I'm going to regret that. No, I won't. I don't care. You don't care?
It's punk rock.
Damn right. Specimen cup. You can use it as a specimen cup. You can use it as a hat. You can use it to cover your dick. This is way too big for mine. Also brought to you by
Way too small for Dave's.
Green Cup. Just drink out of it. It's green. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, don't forget this Saturday.
Can I use one more thing?
Oh,
One
of
more
course
thing.
you
One more
can.
thing.
You go, girl.
Okay, we nearly forgot. To be honest with you, Stuart couldn't come. He knew he couldn't come, so he did send.
Oh, that was.
He did send his plaster cast here, Stuart. Stuart, I promise that you'd say hello. So could you just say hello? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Done,
Oh.
Stuart.
Thank you for coming,
Thank you.
And thank you to our live studio audience from all parts of California. Oh, and lastly, don't forget this Saturday here at Dr. Strange Records around 7:30 or so, but they'll probably be late. Toys That Kill, On That Couch, On My Lap. Next month, The Defects. Okay, guys, thank you all very much. Thank you, Special Duties.
Pleasure.
Awesome
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you.
They're very cool guys. Buy their record. Don't be a dick. Support the scene. Support the movement. Thank you guys.
Yeah, well done, Bill.
Pleasure.
That was awesome.